Okay, y'all, I'm getting ready to do a really quick meal for my family, and this is going to be beef and mac. This is how I make my beef and mac. This is something easy and it's inexpensive, you know, with the prices going up for the food now. So I'm always looking for something inexpensive to make, okay? So we're going to go ahead. Oh, and y'all, if you want to get your pan hot, real quick, go ahead and put a top on it. And that top is going to allow that heat to stay in there, and the heat won't, you know, rise up. So this it's going to get hot real quick. So that's what I needed. So we got about 2 pounds of fresh ground beef. Let's go ahead, drop that right in there. Okay. Let's break this up. Now, I'm not going to put any seasoning or anything in this ground beef until it is fully cooked. And after I cook it, I'm going to put it in a colander and rinse it off with hot water. That's just the way I do it, y'all. So we're going to let this cook, and I'm breaking it up pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook, okay? Okay, y'all. Yes, ma'am. When I take my ground beef out of the pan, I go ahead and I rinse it off real good with hot water. And I'll take that pan and clean that pan real good. And then we're going to start everything brand new and fresh. Okay, we want to get all of this grease. Because, you know, ground beef is very greasy. So we want to get all of this grease out of this ground beef. Okay, y'all. We're starting back over with a clean pan. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this up. I'm going to go ahead and spray my pan because we don't have any oil in that ground beef. Okay. We're going to go ahead and put 1 onion, 1 bell pepper. Okay, we got 1 onion and 1 bell pepper in here. I'm going to saute these a little bit. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put our ground beef in. Okay, let's go ahead and put 1 full heaping teaspoon of minced garlic. I still love my minced onions, about 1 teaspoon of minced onions. Okay, we're going to put our black pepper in, about 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. And y'all, this is delicious. This Tone's Italian seasoning is good. Just sprinkle on something. This is really good. So I'm going to put about maybe a tablespoonful of this in there. Okay. This is good, y'all. Maybe 2 tablespoons. That's good. Okay. Here we go. I love this Recipe Secret Lipton onion soup mix, but it's onion mushroom. So let's go ahead and put, there's 2 packages in the box, so we're going to go ahead and put 1 package in there. We're going to do about 1 teaspoon of oregano. We're going to do about 1/2 teaspoon of beef base. I'm going to go ahead and get this mixed up. I already have my water on for my noodles. Okay, we're going to need 1 can of tomatoes. That's 1 can of diced tomatoes. And these happen to be the petite tomatoes. Okay. Let's let this cook for a minute. Okay, y'all, I'm going in with a half jar of chunky mushroom ragu spaghetti sauce. Use the spaghetti sauce of your choice. So we're going to start off with a half jar. About a half of it. Okay. Okay, y'all, I'm going in with about 1 tablespoon of sugar. I always like to put a little sugar in my spaghetti sauce. Well, this is not spaghetti sauce, but it's like spaghetti sauce, okay? So I always put a little bit of sugar in there. You don't have to do that. This is just the way I make it. So we're going to let this, I'm going to put this on low and let it simmer. And we're going to go ahead and get started on our noodles, okay? Give me a chance to clean up, y'all. Okay, y'all, I've already salted this water for the noodles. So we're going to go ahead and pour the noodles. Now, this is a 2-pound box. We're not going to need that many. Maybe half. Okay? Okay. Now we're going to let these cook. I'm not putting the top back on because if you put the top back on, noodles, I mean, water's going to overflow everywhere. So I've already salted it, and I'm going to leave the top off. And they should be ready in a minute. Okay, y'all, the noodles are ready. And the way I like to do my noodles, I do not let them cook all the way, maybe about halfway, because I'm going to let them simmer for about 15 minutes in this on low. And I don't want the noodles mushy. Okay? Let's get them all mixed in. Okay, y'all, we're going to let this simmer for a few minutes with the top on it, and then I'm going to turn it off and remove it from the eye. Okay? Okay, y'all, I have a loaf of Italian bread. I'm going to slice this up, and I'm going to show you what I use to spread on top of my bread. This bread was real inexpensive. I think at Walmart it was $1. So I would say my whole meal that I'm preparing today cost about let's say about $15 and all, and that is good because we're going to have for us, and then I'm going to be able to send some home to my son, so we're going to have enough. Okay, so what I do with this bread, when I buy it from Walmart, it's always $1. I buy a couple of loaves of it and I put it in the freezer, and I don't let it completely thaw out. When I get ready to cut it, it's easier to cut it cold or half frozen, because if you don't, what's going to happen, you're going to mash it down and the pieces are going to be uneven. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get this cut up. Okay, y'all, let's go in. I have a half a stick of butter. Can you see that? I have a half a stick of butter, and I'm going to go ahead and put about a teaspoon, I'm sorry, full of garlic powder. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and put about a tablespoon of parsley flakes, a half a teaspoon of paprika. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get this mixed up. So this is all I use to make my garlic bread. Now, if you want to jazz it up some, put you a teaspoon of ranch dressing in it. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go ahead and start putting our butter, garlic butter on here. And my butter, I let it melt. I melted it, but I got it back room temperature because to me it spreads better. I don't want to just pour it on here like that. So we're going to put this in the oven. Okay. This is ready to go in the oven. The oven is already preheated at 350 degrees. And we're going to let it cook there for a few minutes. Then I'm going to turn the broiler on top to let it brown.